Dan, we're just a few days away from the European Box Lacrosse Championships now. How have you been preparing?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a quite a long journey so far from the first trials we've had. We've obviously been training every month as a full team, and then more recently we've been splitting with the North and the South. So all the North lads have been at Macclesfield. We've been training there every week for the past 2-3 months or so. Um, and then everyone's been doing their own things. Obviously been training with clubs and stuff, and so a lot of people got championships coming up this summer. So in our club, so it's good. Everyone's been pushing each other, and yeah, the atmosphere is good.
Good. And I think you fly to Hannover tomorrow with the
Yeah.
team, where you'll do a couple of training sessions, play a friendly match, bits and bobs like that. What will you be looking to get from those sessions? You know, seeing as the first game is quite close to those sessions, what are you looking to get from those?
Yeah, of course. It's just going to be building on what we've done so far, really, and just integrating the new guys into the team. There's a few of our Canadian lads that are coming over, and then there's a few of those boys that have played before. So they'll just be getting to know each other really, and then moving that onto the floor and seeing how we can connect on there really.
And just a little bit about you. You're relatively new to box lacrosse in comparison to some of the other lads. What drew you to this format of the game, do you think?
Yeah. First off, it was Rochi who kept hounding me to play. I think it's because they wanted a left-hander, which was for their Knights team. So I was convinced they just wanted me because of my left hand basically. And then yeah, it was playing in the Tasco Cup for the London Knights. Was that was from him, and just ever since that it was great fun. I was upset I'd not really tried it a bit earlier, to be honest. Kind of suits my game, and it's just enjoyable. It's fast. You don't have to do any defending, which is good as an attacker. Um, yeah, and I've just sort of grown to really enjoy it and think it's the way to play lacrosse, really. Yeah.
And you come from a field background, you do play field. I'm just wondering how difficult or easy has it been to pick up the game and the specific skills that are involved in box?
Yeah, it's definitely been tough. It's completely different. But my game, it suits my game. To be honest, the way I play in field is quite in tight, taking contact and finishing inside. But there's been quite a lot of us that have made this transition from field, so that's in a way that's made it a lot easier. So there's probably about 10 or 11 of us that played on the England under 23s. We're told we did in Japan, and then most of us are on the England training squad for the senior squad. Um, so yeah, that transition's been good. We all know how each other play in field, and it's just been translating that to box and just feeding off each other. It's been a really good experience, to be honest. And yeah,
And do you think it's the way that the game is sort of going? Like, obviously, the tennis-side game isn't going anywhere. That's obviously going to be here. But with the sixes format coming in, things like the fly, and then those things, for the Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games, it's obviously not box, but it's a similar sort of format. Do you think that's the way that it might be going a little bit?
100%. Yeah, I think you just look at the World Games that have gone just happened in Alabama with the sixes. The way those Canadian lads played, they they walked past everyone, didn't they? And they were just playing box on a sixes pitch where they've got a bigger goal to shoot at and a smaller goalie, so that makes it easy for them. And I think it's getting a lot more attention now. And I was chatting to Tom Wenham, the British lacrosse coach, and he was talking about obviously he does stuff with the England Academy, and they were talking about doing box sessions there and things like that, and even on the GB stuff, the sixes that have been involved in the training squad, we play a lot of sixes concepts there. So yeah, it's definitely getting a lot more attention, I think. Yeah.
And as you mentioned, you've had quite a few training weekends now over the past sort of year, couple of years. What has it been like training with some of those box veterans, the likes of Tom Roach, Matt Marsh, Pete Wilson?
Yeah, it's been good. They've got so much to offer, and we're all so new to the game, and they've taught us a lot so far. And yeah, I've played with Marshy at Mellor and Roachy as well, but then the likes of Pete and Will Walker as well. Those two unfortunately didn't make the final cut, but have been with us that whole journey, and having the likes of those guys, helping us younger lads, it's been great. Yeah, and even then defensively as well, there's a lot of lads that have I've played a lot, so it's learning with them as well. You know what they do defensively and what we can do offensively to get the goals and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a really good, a great experience, like I said.
And you're part of the sort of the leadership team within the playing squad for the Europeans, alongside captain Tom Roach and a couple of the others. How does that feel?
Yeah, firstly, it's quite an honour, to be honest. I wasn't expecting something like that. It's just nice to know that the lads see me in that kind of light, to be honest. Obviously, there's the three of us. There's myself, Tom Bracegirdle, Luke Mills, that are sort of the off-floor captains, and we've played together quite a lot over the past couple of years. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to have a group of us to fire ideas off at, and yeah, you don't feel like you're on your own with that kind of thing. And I've kind of struggled with leadership roles in the past where you feel a bit isolated, but it's good that there's a good group of us, and then obviously the lads around are brilliant as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, getting stuck in.
And what will that role entail? What does being part of the leadership team mean?
Firstly, I think it's just being that step from the players to us, and then to the coaches. So if they want to voice anything through us, obviously we're more the off-floor leaders in a way. That's what the role's been told as. So it's just making sure everyone's happy off the floor. If anyone's got any problems, then they can come and talk to us, and just making sure everyone's getting on and having a good time really. And yeah, and then hopefully that translates to the floor and the results that we get on the floor.
Absolutely. And it's been a pretty long season, I think you mentioned, with backlogs from COVID. You've also got the regular club season, the Fly, the World Games, now the Europeans in the box. You've obviously not featured in all of those competitions, but how have you managed your body and sort of everything with so much lacrosse going on?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it has been tough. Not necessarily physically, more mentally, to be honest. So I've been a part of the field training squad, and then the sixes training squad, and then obviously box as well. Managing the three of them has been pretty much more of a toll mentally than physically. I feel like I'm in a good physical shape, but the support's been great from all three formats. So obviously coaches with the field squad and sixes and box, they all know what we've been going through, and they've been there to talk to really, and just helping us along the way, that's made it a lot easier, to be honest. And without that, I think it would have been very difficult. And it's just obviously we're putting everything else around as well, personal life, relationships, families. That's been the toughest thing really, not necessarily physically. More the mental side. But we're here now, and this is the last hurdle, and then after this, a bit of a break, and we'll build again, hoping for the Worlds with the field squad. Yeah.
And yeah, just back to the Europeans now. What are your thoughts on the first game against Scotland, and then obviously the following game against Ireland?
Yeah, again, really looking forward to it. For a lot of us, it's going to be only our third game in a box shirt for England. But we've obviously that the tournament we had in Dresden was a great start for us. Not the results we wanted, but I think it's given everyone a bit of confidence going into these first games at the Euros, and obviously we'll be looking to win, and we've got the ability to. It's just getting everyone together and seeing how we perform on the day, and performing these training days, building up to it.
And just finally, England's head coach, Walt Christiansen, he's a really experienced guy in this format of the game. What's it been like for you to be coached by someone with such experience?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's exactly what you need when you're coming into a sport where you've not had much experience, and you've got a guy like Walt who knows everything about the sport. He literally knows everything, and he's a great leader for everyone to look up to. And it's good on a personal level as well. He's gives you a lot of feedback, and the thing that I've got is he's always telling me to shoot the ball, and he goes, how many coaches have ever told you to shoot the ball, Dan? It's like it's very rare that you get that. So he's been great. All the lads obviously look up to him, and he's a great asset to this squad for sure.